Right? I got so much information. So I went to the Seattle Comic-Con, Ace Comic-Con in Seattle. So it's not like actually Seattle, but that's what they do there. And I went with fellow content creator Gaming Shooters, who's also Adrian Sparling, and my dad.
Oh.
He doesn't have a moniker or anything, but it was pretty fun. I'm gonna kind of go in order and things that I saw when I first walked in there.
Go for it.
So you got the huge big banner. It's all in red. It's beautiful. And then you got all those people.
Sorry, first of all, where was this?
It was. Do you know where CenturyLink is?
Yep.
Okay, there's a convention center right attached to it.
Oh.
Kind of. And that's where concerts happen. It's the WAMU Theater. You know what that is?
It's not Showbox.
No.
No, that was too.
No.
That's not, it's too small.
Yeah, no, it's way bigger than that.
Okay.
WAMU was way bigger than that. Yes. Is that your only question so far?
Yes.
Okay.
I should probably write this down
so you don't forget.
Every chance.
Fair enough. So after I saw the banner, the first person I walked into is Kevin. Yes, Kevin M. Glover. Yeah, and he had the greatest suit on. Well, okay, it wasn't a suit, but that's good. But it was more of a vest of sorts, and this vest was beautiful. It was full of comics, and it was full of just artsy stuff, so I was drawn to him, because that was something I would wear. And Kevin was just the nicest person ever, and he was just retired, and he wanted to make a story. And I realized, after talking to this guy, of a segment I could do. And the segment is called, You Know Would Make a Good Movie. So the first movie idea is Lady Frankenstein in the Mummy's Brain. Look at that. It's like a little snaggle at that. So let me give you a little summary. It's this kind of mashup of two very famous characters, but that doesn't even do it justice, because it's kind of the most graphic, badass thing you would think you wouldn't see in these two characters.
But they didn't exist at the same time, though.
Right. And so having this crossover creates this dynamic that is pretty fun. I read a couple of pages, and I think the antagonist of, I forgot her name, but Lady Frankenstein is fantastic.
It's a great drawing, too.
Yeah. Oh, the
I wish
artist.
you guys could see it, but
I will have pictures showing up on our Instagram at Wait For Real later. But I think that would be a great movie.
So the Mummy is a Frankenstein.
No. So there's Lady Frankenstein, who is the person you see there.
Yeah.
And then her buddy. Not her buddy.
Her lover.
Not her lover. Her co-partner fights crime with. That person.
I don't think you need co for partner. Just partner.
Co-partner? Can't you have co-parents? No?
No.
Okay.
Let's move on.
But yeah, it was the first thing I checked out, and I think this could have a whole franchise to it. What do you think?
I'm not convinced.
You're not convinced? Why not? Think about this.
I know. I probably need to read the script or whatever he made, but yeah, it just doesn't. It's like water and oil. It doesn't really mix.
It's water and oil. It doesn't really mix. That's probably what people said about Lethal Weapon.
Never seen that either.
Oh, see? So how do you know? I think it'd be.
I give that for a potential movie.
At a 15.
Probably a 5.
Oh. What would you do to make it better?
Them not together.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah, it just a little weird.
You don't like the monster mashups?
If it's just 2 monsters, no. But if it's a lot at once, that might be better.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, that's my 5 cents.
Well, I read this comic, and so I might have to disagree with you on this part. Mainly because of the visuals I saw and the comedy with the gore. Like, this guy was eating a sandwich while, dissecting this body. Kind of just remind me of, this dark humor that you can have, certain things where people just have, this weird, gory life. So it looks like it's kind of a cheesy thing, but I think the picture doesn't do it justice.
So, is she dissecting the mummy?
No, I think it was someone else who was doing that.
So what's her role, really, as Lady Frankenstein?
She is a badass neurosurgeon.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, who's also a detective.
That sounds a little unrealistic.
Oh, yeah?
But we're talking about Frankenstein's here, so, fuck
Exactly. Moving on. If you want to check out more of this, you can check it out at fracturedscarytales.com. Moving on. I talked to this guy, Drew Kafori, for I think a solid 25 minutes about his comic, and I think it deserves a movie. So picture this. Imagine Star Wars, but actually a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So there's no actual laser swords, no shooting of lasers and stuff. There's like actual axes and aliens get the battle. There's no like spaceships and stuff. It's like magic more.
Archaic.
Yeah.
Barbaric.
But the main character is very like Thor-like in a way.
Galactical war.
Yeah. It's like a mixture of Thor and Star Wars.
Okay.
It's like slightly different. It's like the idea of that with the axe wielding and everything, but no powers. It's like more strength-based ideas.
So like cavemen in space.
It's a poor description, but yes. No, but the art was so fantastic. It's called Nomad, by the way. And I found it to be something I would want to read and see a whole franchise on.
Tell him to write a book.
He did.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Check him out on Goodreads.
Please, everyone, check him out. Andrew Kafori. He is fantastic.
Spell
From
it out.
Portland. Kafori?
Yep.
Kafoury.
Kafori. Got it.
Kafori. One more time.
Kafori.
Yes.
We love you, Andrew.
And last but not least, I have a bunch to show you of this. This is intense.
Mm-hmm.
But you can look at that. This is from Jessica Sundin, Legacy. They're all...
Oh, from the same one.
Mm-hmm. And it's this intense story about the haves and have-nots of this city that's in a bubble and then one that's not, and so they're impoverished. But the thing is, it takes place in Seattle.
Ooh, are they already books?
Yeah, and they got great ratings. They're fantastic. I think this could be something, because I'm such a sweet spot for movies that take place in my hometown. I think this could be something that could take off just like Twilight was or something, because this is so...
Let's not compare it to Twilight.
I think you could compare a lot of things to Twilight. Like
what?
Hunger Games.
What? You mean for in terms of success?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say the story because the story's not the same at all.
Yeah.
It's a better story.
50 Shades.
Oh gosh, just things in Seattle. Okay, fair enough.
Oh my god, it did.
Yeah.
Seattle, I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I found it was something that was. I'm not usually into books that have fantasy drawings of lore that are so important that you have to focus on it. But it was something that I could easily pick up when I was reading the backs of it, and kind of had this vision of a movie in my mind. I don't know. What do you think?
Much. Well, I'm looking at these cards with the book covers on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just from looking at them, there's not much representation, though.
That is true. But I guarantee they probably focus on that in the idea of the have and have-nots.
Oh. Well, we'll see about that.
Which could be a simile or an allegory of the homeless population in Seattle.
Tent City.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think. That's my prediction of the conspiracy theory of it. But that's all I saw there. It was a fun time. I plan to go back. Hopefully to be invited next year. Instead of just buying tickets to go.
How do you get invited? If you're popular enough?
Mm-hmm. By a year, hopefully.
Okay, well.
We can see about that. But that was all we have for today.
I didn't even ask you any questions.
What questions do you have?
What was your favorite one? What do you think has real potential?
I think Nomad has the most potential.
That's the one...
The Star Wars Thor, but not Star Wars or Thor. A combination of both. I think it's something that can have a lore that could make sense. And I feel like people nowadays can comprehend stories faster than they used to. Before it was if you make something so confusing, people would be like, it's too confusing, I don't like it, you're focusing too much on story, blah, 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 blah. But I think nowadays people can pick up a story really fast, and so they might pick this up and really like it.
So we're less stupid.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Definitely. We're less stupid.
Rate your experience.
Ooh, at a 15?
I have to say again, this is a really weird rating system. Okay, nobody else rates out of 15, but
I'm glad, because sometimes you want to rate something out of 10.
Yeah, all right.
You know, I would give this a 10. 10 out of 15, mainly because if I went all 3 days, it'd be better, and if I would actually ask questions there, and I should have did like maybe had a photo op or something. It would have been better. But just going as a general admissions, I think there's a little bit more stuff. I mean, there were some fun things. There was a Lego set. There was a whole bunch of artists with like pictures and stuff. We bought posters, but I think there should be more stuff.
Did you promote Wait For Real at all?
Mm-hmm. I didn't do like a huge promotion, but I'm waiting for after this to do it. It was pretty cool.
Okay. Did you see any famous people?
Yes, Chris Evans.
You did?
Yeah.
What the? You didn't tell me this either. What
Jeremy Renner.
What?
Don Cheadle was there.
Did you take a picture with them?
No, I didn't have time to. There were like a huge line and stuff, but I sat down for their whole discussion about Endgame, and it was they had some discussions about it. Yeah, and Chris Evans, his Boston accent is great.
Oh,
it's really thick. It's fantastic.
Well, everything he does is fantastic.
And thick.
Okay, you said
that's America's ass right there.
That's America's ass. But it was just the three of them?
Yeah. Zoe Saldana was there on Sunday. Same with Josh Brolin, but I wasn't there for that.
Oh, yeah. God damn.
I know.
All right. Did they talk at all about the re-release of...
No, they didn't do anything about that, but I know what happens. It's not that special.
You do?
Yeah.
What?
It's the lead scene of the Hulk saving some people.
That's it?
No. There's a Stan Lee tribute for like 3 minutes, and then a little teaser for Spider-Man Far From Home.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's not worth it. I mean, it's worth it to beat Avatar, but...
I don't want it to beat Avatar.
What?
Avatar is my top 3 favorite movies.
What?
It's fucking amazing, and if you don't agree, you can...
What? How?
Yeah, no. What do you mean how?
It's not
For its
that
time,
great.
2009, the animation was fantastic.
I'm tired of
The
people saying
storyline,
that. The
The
storyline.
music, oh my
The
god.
storyline is so basic. It was so predictable. I predicted it when I was in 6th grade watching it. I was like, I already know that allegory. It's so basic and like shown to your face. To the point where they showed so much special effects. The story was hogwash.
You're talking about The Last Airbender, right? Not the Avatar.
I'm talking about both movies,
no,
I guess.
fuck that, no. Avatar, yeah, it's amazing.
Apparently it was for people, but I don't know.
What was the worst part?
I think the worst part of the experience is kind of not really knowing what to do, especially if it's your first time. I feel like if you don't have an agenda going in there, you're kind of just like looking at things, and it feels more like a farmer's market for comics at that point, you know, where you're kind of like looking like, all right, cool. Why am I actually really here if you're not like fully invested? But that's the reason you don't go if you're not fully invested. It was fun though, real fun.
Nice. Would you recommend it?
Yes, especially go all 3 days. I know it costs a lot, but I feel like it's better to go all 3 days because there's so much stuff you might miss out on. Some things you might see on one day that they don't even like talk about the other day.
This only happens once a year, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm kind of worth it to do all 3 days. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have. We'll do a full picture disclosure thing for this on Instagram. Make sure to do our little bracket for the Fish Out of Water Fathers. And you want to say anything, Irene?
Bye.
Bye. Oh, one final thing. I met Miss Yvonne Wan, who is the head creator of Focus Comics. Focus Comics is the special comics that deals with the first autistic superhero. It's amazing, and you guys should all check it out. Alright, deuces, my gooses.